Hey, hello everybody. I am Oscar, and today I want to present to you the latest advancement of my project, the Web Transaction Editor. This is a Cardano-based project that allows you to create transactions of a more advanced nature than what your web wallet allows you to. It already gave you the possibility to mint Cardano native assets. And today I open the possibility of collaborative transactions. That means you can get together with somebody else. In fact, many people at the same time and create together a transaction. This is one of the great advantages of the UTXO model that Cardano uses, where you can have multiple inputs and multiple outputs within the same transaction. All transactions represent a trade, an exchange. And what we do in the digital asset space is to exchange our digital assets. Yes, you can go to a centralized exchange for this, even use the decentralized ones that offer you through smart contracts a way to exchange your assets. I want to bring the peer-to-peer back into the system because I find when you know your trading partner, it is actually better to negotiate with them the terms and conditions of a specific transaction. And this is what collaborative transactions bring to the table. Let's say you want to exchange an asset, have an asset swap with somebody else. Well, you both bring your assets to the table and negotiate what are you going to exchange, the exchange rate. And so together you build a transaction you both agree to and you both sign. It is only at that moment that the transaction becomes valid and can be sent to the blockchain. Another example of a collaborative transaction would be when you bring a lot of people together to pool their resources and spend it towards a common goal, a crowdfunding campaign, for example. In this case, you make sure every participant is committed to the transaction because you need every participant to sign the transaction for it to be valid. It is an all or nothing situation where either everybody agrees or the transaction doesn't go through. These are some of the examples you can use as your starting point to use this tool. Collaborative transaction means you can get together with people and invent your new use cases. Thus, I encourage you to use this tool and do that. Create your own use case. This is my website where I list all my Cardano projects. You can find it under arsmagna.xyz. The focus of today's video is my project, the Web Transaction Editor with collaborative transactions. Click on it. In this page, you will find a short summary of what this project is about and its motivation, as well as a timeline of my progress within this project. Let's give it a try. You will find a quick guide that helps you orient yourself on how to use this tool. Yet, there is nothing better than a live demo. The web application supports these 4 wallets for Cardano. If you're missing your favorite one, at the bottom of the page you will find my email. Write to me, give me your feedback about this web application, as well as which is the favorite wallet you're missing, or any other thing you miss from this tool, and I'll see how I can implement your feedback. I will connect my Eternal wallet. I personally like Eternal because it is very explicit at the moment of signing a transaction, showing you what the transaction you're signing is about. And that will be incredibly valuable when using this tool. What do you see in this interface? Firstly, after you have connected, it reminds you are connected to a testnet or the mainnet. This tool is network independent. It is your wallet that controls to which network you're connected. This tool is an extension over your wallet. I hate when people offer applications that are mainnet only, I find them too stressful. I like when you can connect to a testnet and practice. Only when you can practice, it's a fair game. This is a great advantage because you can practice all you want on the test network, and then on your wallet, you choose where to draw funds from, and there you switch to the mainnet. The application remains the same. There is no different address for the testnet. Nothing changes. You can grow your confidence on the test network with test funds and then switch to mainnet without an issue. The interface is quite simple. You start with the balance of your wallet. You can expand this to see also all the tokens you have in your wallet. Below it, you will see the inputs you have available for your transaction. You can pick any of them and disable or enable them back into the transaction. If you don't pick any, you keep scrolling, you will see that this transaction is invalid because an empty transaction makes no sense. As soon as you select some UTXOs, the transaction becomes valid because there is always the default output that goes to your change address. This one takes all the committed balance. Now, if I try to sign this one, my wallet opens, as you see in the terminal, and I see the summary of the transaction. I'm consolidating, in this case, 2 inputs into 1 output. And for that, I pay the network fee for creating this transaction. Since this is not the interest of this video, I will cancel this transaction. Back at the applications, I get the error message that I declined to sign the transaction, but it's okay. I chose not to sign. Now we are ready for a collaborative transaction. In this case, I will involve 2 wallets into the same transaction. For that, I will reopen the application in a new window. As you notice, I wasn't logged in when I opened the application again, because this application is only an extension to your wallet. You don't have a user account with me. You don't have to register. You just connect your wallet and that's it. And you can connect as many wallets as you want just by opening a new window and link into another wallet you have. It's also not necessary that the 2 wallets are in the same computer. The whole point of this exercise is that you can trade with other people. In this case, I opened my Nami wallet. And what I want to do is exchange assets between these 2 wallets. Let's assume they are different people. How about I send this my token, which this wallet has 200, to the wallet on the right. And let's give it a price of 100 ADA. Why not? Let's say the person on the right is willing to buy 2 of them. That means 200 ADA. And so I click on my wallet, the UTXO that has this token. The reason I'm starting to prepare the transaction is because once you join collaborative transaction in a trade table, all the inputs are added and the accounting gets quite confusing. So it's better to join with at least your side of the deal prepared. So I select the UTXO that I want to use as an input. I take everything that is in the change address and the my token I want to sell. I drop 2 of them. Now you see this transaction is invalid because I have these 2 tokens left that could go to a new change output, but because I don't have enough ADA left to pay the fees and the minimum UTXO, this transaction is invalid. And that doesn't matter because I'm building my side of the deal. I can add a second output. I include my change address to myself. This is going to be my payment. I say this wallet wants 200 ADA as payment. So I change that. I have 2 million Lovelaces. See how much uncommitted balance is in here. And that's pretty much it. You see, I have also a longer error of what is going wrong, but that is fine. Here in the bottom, you see how do I connect to the trade table, the place that is going to help me arrange my trade. The dice will generate IDs, identifications for this, which is just a random sequence of numbers and characters. This is what identifies the trading table. And the reason it's random is so that nobody can guess which your room is, which your table is. But you can uniquely identify this place by this string. I copy this. And this is what you share with your trading partner. I click join the table. Happens quite fast. Sometimes it takes a bit longer, depends on how far you are from the server and how long it takes to establish the connection. And now the person on the right would receive this and they will copy it and join. But before I go that far, let me tell you what changed here. As soon as you join the trading table service, a new output is generated. This is a service utilization fee of 5 ADA, 5 million Lovelaces. The output address is one that I control. This is a service for which I have to offer a server that is connected all the time. It's an infrastructure cost for me, and thus I need to charge you for a fee. As the server becomes popular, I will certainly be able to change the pricing of the system to keep it competitive, as the reality of any economic system is that if something works, everybody copies, and that is great. Okay, so I have copied the table ID to the person on the right, and when he joins, the transaction gets synchronized on his side as well. Let's start reviewing what it looks like for both of them. You'll first notice that the balance have not really changed. You don't share with your trading partner your wallet balance, although it doesn't really matter because if they know the address, they could watch it on the Cardano Explorer. But during the session, you're only sharing the UTXOs you want to share. The wallet on the left shared this UTXO, which shows grayed out on the right. Any participant can commit or release any UTXO they own. And they can discard foreign UTXOs. Yet, once they do it, they cannot claim them back. It is always up to the owner of a UTXO, person on the left here, to bring UTXOs into the trading. Now, the output should be the same. Both have the same view. And the person on the right now has to at least commit 204 ADA, which pays for what the person on the left expected, is 200 ADA, and my service fee. If you want to, between both parties, arrange who wants to pay the fee, that's up to you. You just have to make the transaction together. In this case, I will take for the person on the right the UTXO with enough balance. Now it's committed. Now you see there's enough to have a valid transaction, I explicitly include this output so that both parties have the same view of the transaction. You see the person now on the right gets a lot of the Lovelaces, his original second token plus the my token he is buying. There is no uncommitted balance left, and there's the calculated transaction fee that you pay to the network. And now you only have to sign this transaction, both parties. Let's start with the person on the right with the Eternal wallet that I always like. I get the view of the transaction. I see that my UTXO with the 8000 ADA and this token is committed, as well as an external UTXO, which had of the tokens I wanted. On the side of the outputs, there are 4 outputs. One goes back to my address, the account, and it has the 2 new tokens, I wanted, the my tokens. There is one output to the external address, you can compare, with the 200 ADA. There is the change output for my trading partner, and there is the output for the service. You can also review that this total transaction is costing 205 ADA and something else, and that I'm getting 2 new tokens. This looks all right. I have reviewed. You should, of course, check all the balances that you are committing and be sure this is the transaction you want. But when you are sure, you give your password, sign the transaction, and you see the transaction, your side of the transaction is signed. There's a check mark here. And the other person, wallet on the left, still needs to sign their part of the transaction. Okay, so I click sign. NAMI opens. You see this person is earning about the 200 they wanted. A little bit less because the person on the left is paying most of the network fee. Now the reason I don't like NAMI is because it's really hard to inspect what's going on even when you click on details. Yeah. But let's assume you see 2 assets left, exactly your token, and it's almost what you agreed to. So you sign. And now the needed signatures are part of the transaction and you can submit it. Click submit. Boom. The transaction has been submitted to the network, and it will take a couple of seconds for it to be registered in a block in the blockchain, and you will find this transaction on your wallet. So let's open NAMI. Look at the history. Days ago is still not there. Open Eternal. Wallet, transactions, pending. And now it's minted. You see on the history, funds sent, tokens received. That's it. This is a collaborative transaction.